Don't have a rich uncle? No problem. On October 3rd and 4th, I'll be your rich uncle. And I'm going to show you how to build real estate wealth from scratch. And this isn't a boring seminar. This is the Real Estate Wealth Summit 2.0. 2 days. This is the best in business, dropping their insider knowledge that you won't find on YouTube, TikTok, or anywhere else. And guess what? It's free. That's right. You don't have to spend a dime. You don't have to get on a plane. Just log in, take notes, and take action. Deals will be made, partnerships will be formed, and lives will be changed. No more waiting for a miracle, and no more wishing you were born into money. This is your shot to take control and build wealth on your terms. October 3rd and 4th. It's free, online, life-changing. Be there.
Be there or be square, guys. Come on.
Look, they're still playing around with the microphone.
I thought they told us to go live.
Yeah,
we're live. Everything is fine. Just you guys don't whisper.
Guys, we're going to be screaming like we're talking to your grandpa at the retirement home this episode.
Yep. While he talks to you about Vietnam.
Well, guys, let us know where you're watching from. Say hello to us in the chat.
I'm in Camoy, Puerto Rico, you all, in my new home studio, using it for my second time ever.
Whoa.
With the brand new setup that's halfway working. And my tech team, Linda and Dave, got me going just before we were supposed to go live. So it's all good. Adon's abandoned me. McKinnon's no use.
I moved to Puerto Rico.
Thank God for Dave and Linda.
Yeah, because I wasn't yelling at you over the phone.
Yeah, you were yelling.
Oh,
you did yell.
You don't listen.
We'll need to order you some Amazon Basic speakers. They're $20. It'll be perfect for you.
Yeah,
it'll be great. It'll be turned up, and he still won't be able to hear.
No,
welcome to the Monday night Power Hour. Ask your questions. We're here for you. While everybody gets in, this Friday and Saturday, we're going to be doing a live summit. It's free. It's got a bunch of great people coming, and all you have to do is turn on your computer and show up. So don't miss out on that. Jerry Norton's there. Richard Taylor will be there. Pedro Cardona. And, maybe you like this guy or you don't, but the Flip-Flop Flipper will be there too. Hopefully.
So will Don. So will McKenna.
So will McKenna. Right. So will I.
So will Dave Steck.
I'm hoping we get more speakers so I don't have to speak, but we're working on it. Dave Steck is the one I do want to go see.
He's real good. He's real good.
He is a great speaker.
And guys, here is the link to join. If you aren't coming, you're crazy because it's free. The price is right, and it's going to be awesome. So
it's real free, and it's easy to get to. All you got to do is just sign into your computer, just like you're doing now.
That's right.
And guys, just before we keep going here, we know a lot of you watch from all parts of the world, but you're not subscribed to the channel. So if you could help us out here, subscribe, like the video, share it with your mom. It would help us greatly.
You guys, we hit 30,000. Did I send you the screenshot of it? We hit 30,000 yesterday sometime.
Yes.
We're now almost 30,200.
Yep.
I don't know why we couldn't get from 25,000 to 30,000. It seemed like it took most of the year. But finally, we got 30,000 YouTube subscribers, which is freaking awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for that.
Yes, that's awesome. Here, we got Gooby with the first question of the day. How can I get financing for a multifamily in Puerto Rico while having 3% cash in hand? I'm looking at a 6-unit property in PR listed for $179, but don't have substantial amount of cash on hand.
Yeah, your best bet is to go to the seller and negotiate a seller finance deal. If you have no cash, let me just say this, even if you have cash, financing a 6-unit on the island of Puerto Rico is extremely difficult no matter what. Even if you have a ton of cash, like half of the money, and great credit, they're still going to tell you no. Because why? The Puerto Rico financial system, it sucks. And they just don't lend on anything that's outside of the box. And unfortunately, no matter how good your deal is, if you've got more than 4 units, you are outside of the box that they want to lend in.
Yep.
And we like to say you're heavily fucked. You're just not going to get lending from these banks on this island at this time. We're praying that will change. And you know what, guys? someday someone's going to change it. Someone's going to fix the liquidity problem on the island of Puerto Rico. And when they do, man, the island will explode. You'll see things improving rapidly. Right now, the only way to fix these zombie houses is to pay cash for them. Right now, the only way to trade a multifamily property, whether it's 5 units or 105 units, is basically cash or seller financing. So it's just very, very difficult to get those loans. Also, we don't borrow a lot of money. So we're buying a 52 unit right now that we negotiated the right to go to the bank and borrow the money, and we probably could have gotten it done. The bank asked us for the world, so we just renegotiated the deal and made it a cash deal, and we're going to close now with cash. And it's probably going to save us 6 months of wait time. So the seller was like, yeah, I'll take a discount because I don't want to wait 6 months. I'd rather have my money. And we were like, we don't want to put the microscope up our butt that the bank wants to do. And they'll probably want to do it 10 times before they give us the loan anyway. So my advice, seller financing, find the deal of a lifetime, bring it to a group like the Flip Flop Flipper community where there's other people in there that are like you wanting to do these kind of deals, and partner with someone who's got cash. Those are the two kind of best ways that I know of to be able to finance really any deal on the island of Puerto Rico, but definitely anything that is outside of the box. And anything that is outside of the box is anything that you're not going to live in as your primary residence. So I wish there was a better answer than that. I really do. We've been here for 8 years waiting for someone to come up with a better answer, and it really just hasn't happened yet.
And maybe one day there will be. And guys, if you're watching this and there's only 23 of you, but you want to bring liquidity to this island, it would be very profitable. There's a lot of people that want buildings like this. And yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. How many units should I look for as my first investment property in PR? You mentioned anything above 3 units is hard to finance. It's not only above 3 units. It's anything is hard to finance. There's no magic number here. The magic number is it's a fixed up single family and you're selling it hopefully to somebody with financing. But if it's destroyed, you're not gonna get financing from a bank. Even a construction loan is hard here.
Yeah, and I go back to go find the great deal. And how do you find a great deal? A great deal could mean that you're buying something that's distressed and you're getting it at a very good price, and you're going to be able to fix it up with cash and then get it rented out, and you back into the amount of money that you want to make on your project. McKenna and I are closing on a 13-unit apartment building tomorrow in Connecticut. We're going to make between a 30 and 60% cash on cash return starting from day one. And we got a great deal because the seller's giving us 0% interest on $1.85 million of a $2 million purchase. And so we have to put in $200,000 up front, and we're going to have net positive cash flow of about $7,000 a month clear. Is that right, McKenna?
Say, what was that? How much?
We're putting in about $200,000 to purchase it, 200 plus closing costs. That's 50 grand to the wholesaler who brought it to us, 150 to the seller, and then some closing costs to the lawyer and whoever set up the docs and all that stuff. We have some costs like appraisals. We had some costs like we're hiring a property management company, and there was some initial cost to that. But roughly $200,000 cash out of pocket, and it's going to have clear $7,000 a month of net revenue is what we believe.
Yeah. It's pretty sick.
If that's true, and we clear $7,000 a month, that's $84,000 a year on our $200,000 investment. That's a 42% cash on cash return.
Yeah.
And we've got room for upside.
And any payments we make towards the loan, because it's 0%, we get that money too, just on the back end when we sell. But it's $6,000 a month that goes straight towards equity. And it makes, I mean, really, when you're calculating returns, guys, you can include those principal payments because you're getting an asset, you're getting equity. Now it's not cash, so it's not as good. But in 10 years, when we go to sell the thing, it is just as good. I like that, Mike. Forget the banks.
Forget the banks. The banks suck anyway. And that's true everywhere. I haven't borrowed money from a bank really since 2005. I think I borrowed a lot of money from the banks in 2005, right before the world collapsed, and it crushed me. So we really haven't borrowed much money from the banks. I've got a loan on my house, of course, that I live in Florida. I don't think there's any more. Everything else is private individuals, maybe a hard money loan here or there, or cash.
The only other finance is the cyber beast.
Who got the Connecticut deal? Is he coming to the summit? That's a great question, Emmanuel.
Yeah,
He's a first-time wholesaler. This is his first deal ever.
No. Richard Taylor got you the deal, and he's coming to the summit to talk about it.
Oh, Richard Taylor. It's through Richard Taylor's group. So the wholesaler is a member of Hold My Hand Wholesale. So that's where Emmanuel's going with that. And Richard Taylor is probably one of the sharpest guys out there. If you guys have heard of Pace Morby or Jerry Norton, Richard Taylor is Pace Morby or Jerry Norton. 5 years from now, when you're talking about who's the best wholesale real estate guy on the planet, it's going to be this name, Richard Taylor. And most of you have never heard of him. The dude he's a freaking genius, and he's going to be at our summit this Friday and Saturday. One of those days. I'm not sure which.
He'll be there. So be there both days.
But I was bragging about the guy who got us the actual deal through Hold My Hand. It's his first deal, and he's making 50 grand. How freaking cool is that? That's one of the things that we like to do more than anything else. I mean, yeah, we love buying cash flowing assets that are going to give us 40% returns, but we really like to see people doing their first deal and becoming entrepreneurs and getting out of the rat race and all of the broken systems. There was a guy who commented on one of my shorts today about this Wealth 2.0 Summit, where he's like, you're a philosopher now, because I'm talking about the broken systems. And I thought, I'm not really a philosopher, but I do have some pretty strong ideas on whether or not working for the man at minimum wage is worthwhile, or going to get a 4-year degree is worth it anymore, or God forbid, if you're one of those victims who thinks the government's going to come and save you, how do you ever get ahead in this world? So maybe I am a philosopher.
I love it. I'm not a person who does this social media stuff, but since I found you on YouTube Short and subscribed in July, now I have a deal with another Apex member. Should be signed and working on a rehab soon.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that
awesome. Is cool.
All right. So who is
Video One? And
Video One? Yeah. Let us know your name. So that
we've known it before, but they're definitely an Apex. I can't remember who it is though.
And Video One has a great message after that. Hit that like button. We need.
That's right.
It's the only way Robert can.
Dude, isn't that the coolest story, you guys? What do you think of that? I mean, that's what we're doing this for. That's why we've built these communities, is so more people can do more real estate stuff.
Gooby has something else. For first-time investors, do you recommend them to get out of debt first, as Ramsey says, or do you recommend them to save up while being in debt and start investing in real estate if possible?
Yeah, I'm a mixed bag on that. So I think Dave Ramsey is brilliant, and if you have consumer debt, I love the gazelle-like effort that it takes to get yourself out of debt. But I think that you can do that simultaneously to going out and finding the deal of a lifetime, because I don't think you have to go into debt in order to buy that. I don't think you have to have any money, and I don't think you have to have any credit, and I don't think you have to borrow any money from the bank. You can simply go find a great deal like the kid did in Connecticut, and then bring it to a community like ours and make 50 grand on your first wholesale deal. All you have to do is go find the deal of a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
How easy is that?
I mean, yeah, how easy is that? I think there is a difference, too, between personal debt and business debt. And I know Dave Ramsey doesn't have that distinction. He runs a $1 billion company debt-free. And, I mean, that's pretty impressive. But I think consumer debt is bad. Credit cards are bad. Car loans are bad. Heck, even bad mortgages are not great. But getting some seller financing, getting 0% money, it's pretty sweet.
Dave Ramsey was asked if he could borrow $1 billion at 0% interest, if he would do it or not, and he said no.
Yeah.
Now that's sticking to your guns right there.
Yep.
I would answer the question differently and say, if I can get $1 billion at 0% interest, my question is, can I get 2? I'll take all you got, I guess.
Oh man.
50K is a half year salary.
Yep.
Shit, $50,000 could be an entire year's salary. Honestly,
I think the median salary in America right now is 35, 40 grand.
Yeah. Puerto Rico's like 24,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you listen to all the keyboard warriors who comment on most of my videos, no one in Puerto Rico's ever made more than minimum wage.
No.
I don't know how you guys get by.
Yep. With debt, with credit. That's how we get the boats.
How do you get the debt? The banks don't lend. The credit card companies don't lend down there. I mean, geez.
There's always someone with money who wants to lend.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I used to do 30K.
Emmanuel,
right.
Yeah, Emmanuel did 30K at his old job
And they fired him.
Did better than that on his first deal. Now, Emmanuel, how many deals in are you? 10 deals in? 11 deals? And first deal was this year, like what, 3-4 months ago?
Yes. Here,
It's my bad. Gabi, I live in Orlando, Florida. Hey, that's where I am too. I'm over in Belle Isle right now near the airport. Where would you say it's best to start investing in real estate for higher return? Florida or Puerto Rico? I'm Puerto Rico original for all my homies.
Yep. I moved to Puerto Rico from Orlando, Florida 8 years ago because my money went 3 times as far. And the returns that I could get in Orlando, Florida, the ceiling was about a 20% return on a very risky buy it at the foreclosure, cash in the same day type of investment. On the island of Puerto Rico for 8 years, our floor is approximately 40% returns on every flip we've done over the last 8 years. I think 1 or 2 times we've dropped slightly below that 40%. Many times we've just hit grand slam home runs where the returns are astronomical. But I still believe your money goes much further on the island of Puerto Rico. The returns are much greater on the island of Puerto Rico. The amount of deals that exist and the possibility of finding a great deal is much easier on the island of Puerto Rico. And then everything else that you'll ever do on the island of Puerto Rico is harder than it is in Orlando, Florida. So all of the things that I first named, much better and easier on the island of Puerto Rico, but things like selling the property when you're done with it, finishing the renovation in a timely manner on budget, much easier in Orlando, Florida, borrowing money from a bank, much easier in Florida, finding the end buyer, much easier in Florida. All of the life things that go along with living in a place too also are easier in Florida. We used to complain about calling up and putting the power on in a house. In Florida, we would call the power company, and it would take sometimes, guys, 45 minutes to an hour before they would get through the paperwork and turn it on.
Yep.
How long?
It took 45 minutes, and I didn't have to talk to anyone. I did it all online on their website.
When I came to Puerto Rico, I bitched and moaned about that 45 minutes for years and years before that. I couldn't believe it would take so long. Now, I dream about a 45-minute time frame to put the power on in a house. Adon, if we want to put the power on in a house, how many days, weeks, or months does it take?
If you have no power meter, it could take you 9 months to get a certification.
Yeah. Even if you have a power meter and everything, what if everything's perfect?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. If everything's perfect.
It could be faster depending who you have, but
it can be faster. I think you can get it done in 3 days if you are only doing that and you plan to do nothing else except that, and you're very persistent. Actually, when I bought the house from your mom, Adon, she got the power turned on or transferred from her name to my name in the first day. But your mom is a force of nature.
I know. I wasn't kidding about what I was saying earlier. In a Latin family, you just keep yelling until the person gets it. I wasn't kidding. Linda's like, you can't yell at him. He gets frustrated. I'm like, no, you just keep yelling. He's
He
gonna yell
yells
back.
and then I yell louder, and then he yells back some more.
We just keep yelling until someone gives up.
We were set up and ready to go 5 minutes at a time, guys. This was really good for us. All right, don't quit with the questions, you guys. This is great so far.
Are you
Ron
there?
Toto.
Any changes?
Are there any changes
in
to
what,
what,
Ron? So I would
I have
say,
a
Booby, just to
question.
add into what you're saying real quick here is, if you're already living in Florida and you want to get a taste for real estate, just try it over there. My first real estate deal was in Florida because I lived there. So I would say it's just easier to maybe start where you're at. And then if you plan on moving down after you got a sense of it, then you could start working from over there, or you can find people like us to partner down here. Happening. So Ron says happening anytime soon. It's Mary, my hubs. So this cryptic message, Mary, you got here, we still can't figure it out. So if you can explain a little bit more, maybe in a paragraph, we will get to you. Luma. No, Luma hasn't changed anything. We finally figured it out. See?
Yeah. I mean, do you think they're more consistent or no?
I think that the power grid's gotten better since Maria, because the power was off for like 6 or 7 months after Maria, so it couldn't get that bad, right? But
Couldn't get worse.
we still have a power outage at least once a week for absolutely no reason at all. And the prices have gone up significantly since Luma took over. So I'd say it's a very mixed bag. I think Luma has a little bit better when it comes to customer service and getting things back on. I think the old company, was it called Prepa? Is that what it was called, Adon?
No, I think it's that AA something. I don't know. It was before my time. AAA. No, that's the water company.
That's the water.
It's so bad no one knew the name, so don't worry about it.
Whoever the old company was, they were atrocious. Luma's really bad, so that's better. No. Atrocious is worse than really bad. That's what I think.
I've been looking in Florida, but I've only lived here in Orlando for 3 years, making $120K. Great money. To be honest, I haven't found any crazy deals where I could get a good monthly ROI in comparison to Puerto Rico, as you said. I've got two thoughts on that. It's definitely better in Puerto Rico. There's no doubt about it. You get a higher return because it's harder. I mean, you get rewarded for the difficulty. That is true. But I've been doing real estate here for on my own 4 or 5 years, and I've purchased 25 properties in Florida that I'm getting great returns on. So it's definitely possible. They're definitely out there. Really, it probably comes down to you're not looking in the right places. You need to be talking to wholesalers. You need to be looking at the signs on the side of the road. You need to be putting yourself out there as a real estate investor. If you're just on Zillow, you'll never see a deal because I'm going to get it before you.
Yeah, that's a big difference too. And this was something that it took me a long time to learn and figure out. If I saw something that looked like a deal in Orlando, Florida, I would say yes to buying it within minutes, guys. I've even bought things from Puerto Rico sitting on my couch that a wholesaler sends me in Orlando, and I just write back, I'll take it, without ever having been to it. And you have to move that fast in Florida. And then the opposite is true in Puerto Rico. I've seen things that I scratch my head that they don't sell, and they sit on the market for weeks and sometimes months. And I don't know why there aren't more people here buying the stuff up, but that's one of the things that's probably been able to allow me to make 40% returns for 8 years and counting.
Do you guys have a group of contractors you can recommend to your subscribers in Florida and PR? And if the answer is no, how could we find a good contractor? So there's two answers here. We do have a great list of contractors inside of Apex.
A vendor list.
A vendor list. You have contractors, realtors, anything and anything you need. It's there. And then how can you find a good contractor? The same way McKenna was saying, pay attention to projects being renovated in your area. Walk in like you own the place and say, hey, show me your work. Is this good? Is it good work? Get their number and go from there.
Yeah.
That's usually how that goes. And then here's the Nelson had it here. It's the Autoridad de Energía Eléctrica. That's what it was called.
AEE. Yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
What side of the island is better to invest? Where the deal is?
Oh,
The best side.
I love investing on the west side of the island, on the south side of the island, on the northeast side of the island, in the San Juan metro area. We've done some pretty good deals in Culebra. I did one of the best deals ever in my life. Was as far southwest that you could go in Cabo Rojo. And McKenna and I did a tremendous flip up in the mountains
Yep.
one time. So pretty much Puerto Rico, you could just throw a dart.
And we don't even like going to the mountains.
I said all that, guys, because the island it's just amazing. There are in every neighborhood, really, no matter where you go. We lived for a long time in a gated community called Vista Mar Marina, multi-million-dollar homes in there. And even to this day, if you drive around that neighborhood, it's going to be nice house, nice house, nice house, nice house, nice house, nice house, zombie house, and then 50 more nice houses, and then a zombie house. And it's everywhere. Gated communities, non-gated communities, in the mountains and by the ocean. It does not matter. If you can find the owners who are distressed sellers and you can put these deals together, they're everywhere. There's a 250,000 house shortage on the island of Puerto Rico, and there's over 300,000 zombie houses. Those are houses that are sitting vacant, that no one lives in, that no one could live in, that the power doesn't come on, that oftentimes don't have doors and windows. They are an investor's playground. The only path forward for them eventually is that a real estate investor will buy them and will fix them up. So there's a 250,000 house problem and a 300,000 house solution sitting there, hitting you in the face in every neighborhood, in every barrio on the island of Puerto Rico.
Barrio.
How do you say barrio?
Heard that, guys? In the barrios.
The barrio.
Of San Juan, Puerto Rico.
In El San Juan.
In every town.
What do you think of real estate in Palatanca, Florida?
Palatka, Florida.
Where the hell's that?
Oh, did you hear him like that? Palatanca.
Palatanca.
Yeah, you can't hear that guy? Can't even say Palatka.
Freaking
Come
trash.
on.
Wow.
Never even heard of that place.
I've never
Sounds
bought
like
anything
the
in
boonies of
Palatka,
Florida.
Florida, but I think Palatka, Florida is probably great. It's kind of the sticks, right?
Yeah, in between
small
St.
town
Augustine and Gainesville on the St. John's.
Yeah, hunting and fishing, all of the fun things that we like to do as good old boy Florida cracker rednecks.
I bet there's some great real estate deals on the river. Probably, if you want a hunting lodge, a fishing lodge, you could get an Airbnb on that river that you own, that you make money on, and you can use, yourself. Does that last forever? I don't know, but I think it'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
You can invite us to go hunt some crocodiles or whatever you got down there.
Yep.
Listen, I imagine the alligator hunting there is off the chain.
Let's go. Palatanca. What was it called?
Palatka.
Palatka. We got another question here from Jose. Says, what is the best way to approach a municipio about acquiring a property they own, currently vacant for 3 years, not labeled an estorbo público? Well, if it's not labeled estorbo público, then they probably don't own it. You would have to go see if you can find maybe someone died and it's in process of an heirs and stuff like that. What you can do is maybe go to CRIM, find a name, and then start from there. Or Robert loves this strategy. You park your car right in the garage of the house until someone tells you, hey, you can't park there. That's my house. And then you can start your conversation there.
Yeah, the nosy neighbor, we call that the nosy neighbor, find the seller. The nosy neighbor will be looking at what you're doing. If you just get out and start walking around the house and looking in the windows and stuff like that, the nosy neighbor will come out. Hopefully she's got a contact or he's got a contact for the person who's the seller. I find the ability to find the sellers of individual houses is a tremendously difficult way to go about finding a great deal. I much prefer to wait until there's a sign on the damn thing and it'll say vende or for sale, and then I call the sign. If I did think that the municipality owned it, I'd march right into the mayor's office.
Yeah,
and I'd try and have a talk with them. Actually, I wouldn't march right into the mayor's office because that won't work. I'd ask a Don to march into the mayor's office and go in, or I'd find, better yet, a local who lives in the community that's super connected and knows the mayor, and have them go in and make some inquiries for you. That's probably the best way. If you're asking what's the best way, find a local who knows the mayor. This is Relationship Island. So every town, there's 72 or 73 municipalities. So that means there's 72 or 73 mayors, or it could be more. I don't even know. And somebody knows that guy, and that's who's most likely going to be able to buy those houses that the municipality owns. So sure as shit not going to give it to me.
I mean, the whole process of estorbo público is terrible. You know, they'll market estorbo, they'll take it all the way to a point where you can go buy it, and then the way you have to buy it is you give them all the money, they hold it for a year, and then after the year you might get the property as long as no one shows up later and says, oh well, that's my house. So it's a terrible process.
They need a tax deed sale in Puerto Rico. Can you imagine what that would do to the island?
They've been talking about that. It'd be great. It'd be interesting to see what they do. Anibal says, I contacted a wholesaler and he sent me a house in Lajas. It's a 5-bedroom, 2-bath. I shared the post on the group chat. My question is this a good investment for a beginner? What are your numbers, Anibal? Give us more detail. Next.
It's really hard, guys. If you have to ask me if it's a good investment for anyone, that to me makes me think you don't understand the investment enough. Now, I look at some things and I can immediately tell this one's better than that, whatever. But you need to be confident in your deal and the numbers, and you should know if it's a good deal or not. You should be able to say, we're going to make a ton of money. We're going to get this return on our investment. This is a work that I'm able to do. If you need someone else to do that math for you, I think that shows a lack of understanding of the system that needs to take place, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, when you're asking these clip course that can solve that for anybody too, inside of our free community. Is it still inside of the free community?
It is. Yeah. It's still free. You do have to meet with someone from our team to unlock it for you, but it's free. Anyone can take it, and it's I'd say pretty good. It's only 6 or 7 hours, guys, and it really gets you from I don't know anything to this is a good deal, this is a bad deal. I can have a good conversation about this stuff now.
And this is something like, guys, when you ask these questions, at least put some detail, you know, hey, I'm buying it for X. I think it's worth Y, and I need to fix it with this much, you know? So that stuff helps us out in all regards. Not that we don't want to help, but, you know, it's like McKenna said, you got to be confident in your numbers. You just don't buy something on a whim.
But I could answer the question on the Lajas deal. So Lajas is any town on the island of Puerto Rico. This answer would be the same. Is it a good deal for a first-time investor? My questions are going to be, how much can you buy it for? Is that significantly less than what you can sell it for once you renovate it? And how much is it going to cost you to renovate it? With those 3 numbers, anyone can tell if it's a good deal. If you can buy it for half of what it's going to sell for after renovations, minus repairs, guys, you don't even need to ask the question. Just buy it. You're going to make a bunch of money. In fact, if you're going to buy it at 65 or 70 cents on the dollar minus repairs, you can safely buy those. If you consistently do that, you are going to make a bunch of money and become a phenomenally good real estate investor. So that's what you'll learn in the fix and flip course, where you'll see the formulas and we dive into where to go and find those things, how to present the offer, how to kind of calculate a real rough number renovation. And by the way, to make the offers that would be a good deal, this is something that we can talk about, because you can never say this enough. Almost everything that has ever come on the market is a good deal at some price. So if you just start doing the math and backing into at what price is it a good deal, and I like to play this game a lot in these shorts that I do, where I'll say, what's the highest and best use, or what would you do with this? What would the cost of renovations be? If you can start to back into from what it's worth fixed up to what it's going to take to get it to be worth that number, you can always figure out what a good deal is. And almost everything is a good deal. There are some things that I've been offered where you'd have to actually give me the house plus some money in order for me to take it. But for the most part, most of the things that are going to come up on the market for sale, there's a number at which they work really well. And what the asking price doesn't mean shit. It all boils down to what could it possibly sell for once it's fixed up? How much does it take to renovate it? And am I buying it at a significantly enough discount that there's some money left on the table? That's the math equation, guys. This is third grade math for sure.
And all you need to do is know the formula. You plug and play. It's real easy.
Yep. What is the monthly amount of money you would consider is enough to live comfortably on with passive income only?
$250,000.
So this is a good question, and I think we should all answer it. All three of us answer. You go first, McKenna.
$250,000 a year is my base number, and I don't think that you're even living a crazy lifestyle at $250,000.
How about you, Adon?
I think $100,000 a month is very comfortable.
I think $100,000. So $100,000 a month, even I could live comfortably on that. But probably my expenses are more than McKenna's or Adon's. Adon's expenses might be more than McKenna's. Well, no, you both have a wife and a kid at this point, so you guys are probably about equal in expenses. Adon's about to have 2 kids.
You got another kid coming?
No, you have another kid.
I said Adon's about to have 2 kids.
Oh,
yeah. Unless McKenna, do you have a kid coming? Is that
no.
Live here for the first time ever. We find out, did he get her pregnant?
For me, doing it a long time, we've got an oceanfront house in Puerto Rico, a couple of cars on the island of Puerto Rico, a couple cars in Florida, a house in Florida. So just for us to live and get by, I really need to make $35,000 a month is like, that's the number that I can comfortably live on and still do all of the stuff, right? And fortunately, we've got businesses in Florida, we've got businesses in Puerto Rico, and we've started to stack up things that will pay for life. And I'd like to stack up 8 or 9 more ways that a new source of income will pay for life, and then I'll probably immediately want to stack up 10 or 12 more after that, right? But if everything went away, if I could have $35,000 a month coming in, I think I could live comfortably.
Yeah.
All right.
My goal, guys, is to get $12.5 million invested, and then you can live on 4% of your invested money a year, and you'll never run out of money. I think spending $500,000 a year, spending it, not putting it away for a rainy day fund, but actually buying first class seats and going on a big vacation. That's kind of a goal of mine, is to get there.
Yep.
Nelson, have you guys done any projects from zero? I'm trying to figure out if it makes sense to build some apartments on top of a vacant commercial real estate in our bonito Puerto Rico.
We haven't done any ground up construction on the island. And in fact, since I've been on the island of Puerto Rico for almost 8 years, very few people have done ground up construction. I mean, we're starting to see it now, but when I first came to the island, one of the things that I knew meant there was opportunity on the island was the fact that there was only one crane. There was only one crane on the entire island to build new construction. And so I asked about it, and they're like, nobody had built anything new since like 2006 when the market crashed. So now we're almost in 2026, and the statement's still pretty true. You just don't see a whole bunch of new houses all around the island. You do see some now. There were none in 2018 when I came. Now we're starting to see them, and I think that if somebody were to build apartments that look like the apartments that people are building all over the state of Florida, that are, they're just nice apartments, but they've got some really good amenities and stuff like that, I think they'd be hugely, hugely popular. And the reason I say that is because anything that comes from Florida, that worked in Florida, and they start doing that business or building that thing on the island, from what I have gleaned, it just works, right? Chick-fil-A kills it in Florida, double kills it here. Home Depot kills it in Florida. They have some of the highest net returns of any Home Depot in the world on the island of Puerto Rico. Walmart, same thing. And you can just go through list after list after list. Church's Chicken, it doesn't matter. If it works in the States, it'll work here. And what we see in the States is because of the housing shortage, it's not just on the island. It's kind of a nationwide thing, even a worldwide thing. The building of these apartment complexes, they're renting them all out before they even finish putting the last nail in the damn roof, before they're finished building them. They've got them all leased out, and I think it would work here. I think it will work here, and I think it's something that we're going to start to see again and again.
I know you coming back to his question. We're still got information here, but it's $45K, but the roof is metal, and I don't like that type of roof because of hurricanes. Well, there's shitty little wooden houses here that Maria couldn't take away, so I wouldn't be too worried about the roof. Next, Gooby in Carolina area metro, on average, what would you say you spent on renovation per door? It's like what, $40 a square foot?
Less probably still. So I was doing the math on the Arecibo deal that we're about to do, and I think we're gonna renovate it for $50 a square foot, and it's an everything renovation. It's three units, so that means 3 kitchens. It means at least 3 meters, 3 bathrooms. I think there's an extra bathroom in there. It's all the plumbing, all the electric. The roof is shot, like falling down in places. Doors, windows, all the floors, everything. I'm expecting to come in at $50 a square foot or less, and I can compare that directly to the renovation that you're doing, Adon, in Aguadilla, where we're at $47 a square foot, and it's a similar type of project. We actually added square footage, and we're still at $47 a square foot. So I think if you're renovating an apartment, 4 walls, or something that you would call a door, you could probably do it for $25 or $30 a square foot. I'm assuming you don't have to always do everything. So
But
I would be. What's that?
But in our case, we usually do.
In our case, we do, and then we also see Pedro Cardona renovate similar houses to what we do and do it for massively less number. But I don't think his renovations are necessarily as nice as ours, but he still sells them and makes a ton of money. And by the way, Pedro's going to be talking with us on the summit, the Wealth 2.0
the Real Estate
Summit.
Wealth 2.0 Summit. He'll be there. So
he'll be there too, so don't miss him. So I think that $25 to $40 a square foot is a reasonable number. And then when you have to start putting on roofs and doing all the electric and moving the power boxes and stuff like that, it goes up.
Javier says, Robert, how do you assess political risk of investing in Puerto Rico if Puerto Rican Independence Party or the Popular Democratic Party were to advance a change towards independence?
That's a good question. I've thought about this for sure. I I probably don't immediately like just board the next plane and exit, but there's been times where the fact that we put information out like this on YouTube, I've been in a Bad Bunny video where in one sentence they say that these real estate investors are throwing women and children out onto the street, and then there's me in the very next sentence saying real estate in Puerto Rico is the best. It's the best place in the world to invest in real estate. And so I've literally had people say to me, "You're the guy who throws the old women out on the street." So it's something you think about, but I would have a wait and see attitude. If a place gets its independence in today's political climate, my fear is that it turns communist. If it turns communist, I'm gone. Hopefully I'll be gone way before.
And then it says conservatively, how might property values be impacted if Puerto Rico becomes an incorporated territory, 51st state?
So I think if Puerto Rico became the 51st state, property values over time would increase.
I think they go up much faster. I think it brings
I think they would. I think there would be an initial flood, and then there would probably be, like any other market, a shift, and things would settle. But I think overall the direction would be very positive. I also think that if you go independence, property values probably initially drop. Like there will be local Puerto Ricans, many people that are just like, "Oops, F this, I'm out of here." And they're going to dump everything that they've got. So anytime you have a big shift like that, it's going to have a time where it's going to take some time to settle. I don't think that there'll be a lot of major investments made in that transition either. Maybe if it became the 51st state, it would just be a green light for everyone to go and invest. If it goes the other way, it's probably a red light for major developers, I would think. Any more? This is a fun question. We've never had that before. That's a
good question.
It is a good question. What are some investments outside of real estate you guys have dipped into? I enjoy stocks and options. Robert enjoys crypto.
Now, I like losing money in the stocks. I like losing money in crypto.
Yep.
I like losing money sometimes starting businesses that I had no business starting.
Yeah, that's
those are the three biggest investments that I like to do outside of real estate, and I almost always get punished for it. And then I fortunately have a skill set that allows me to go back into what I know how to do, and I buy more real estate and I get it back. And my crypto, I am up a pretty decent amount because I'm a stubborn guy and I didn't sell the whole time I was down 90%. I just bought more and more and more and more. And it was very painful for 4 or 5 years. And now I'm praying that I'm going to be able to get out without giving back the gains. Yesterday, McKenna, the Superverse was trading at 48 or 49 cents. And this is something that I have like 10 grand of. And literally last week, I thought I could put 100 grand in it. It went up to 90 cents today in like 3 hours. And then it dropped back down to 48 to 60 cents. So I don't know what it's at now, but that crypto shit just goes whoop, 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 whoop. It's a roller coaster.
It's so volatile.
It's a roller coaster. And of course, I probably was never going to put 100 grand in a
shit
small
coin.
Crypto like that. But I wish I had.
Coin.
Hindsight's 2020, right?
KC2NC says, how can someone with no money or experience take action and offer value to partners with experienced investors? It's a great question.
Yeah, that's
finding deals is huge. We need people finding deals. And that's the easiest way to get started, I think.
That's the easiest way. Another one is, just ask the real estate investor you're working with or want to work with, hey, what can I do to take something off your plate besides finding deal? Hey, do you want me to call the contractor? Hey, do you want me to, do this? Or, hey, I have a skill set in QuickBooks or whatever. That's how you get started.
What?
Robert and I. That's
I
how
froze up. I froze up for a minute. Are you guys there?
you've
Yes.
been fine the whole time. Robert and I. That's how we got started. I made a Facebook post that said, "Hey, I can help you build your YouTube channel. I just want to learn how to do real estate investing." And that here we are 5 years later, real estate investing and learning. So just go for it. Someone says you were in a Bad Bunny video.
I was in a Bad Bunny video. The documentary, the music documentary about Puerto Rico. It's about a 25 or 30 minute long video, and at about 11 minutes and 48 seconds in or so, me and several of my gringo friends who like to invest on the island of Puerto Rico are all kind of in there for a couple of seconds. And that video's gotten over 20 million views, I think.
Didn't really change our channel at all. You'd think that it would.
I really thought that I would have had some people actually see it. It's so, I mean, I know I'm there, and some people have seen that I was there, but it didn't do anything bad.
All we got is some old lady to flick him off. That's about it.
That's
That was
true.
pretty fun.
Yeah, that's true. I would answer the question about going back to how to get started if you've got nothing. When I first started out, not only was I out there looking for deals and telling people, so this was my sort of method. I saw this guy, Carlton Sheets, on late night TV say that I could do it. Then he showed a bunch of testimonials where other people said, hey, I did what this guy said and I did it. And so then I was 26, 27 years old, and I thought, if those people can do it, so can I. So without buying Carlton's course, I just started deciding. I think I told my wife, I'm going to be a real estate investor. I started looking at real estate. Back in the day, this was in newspapers. I started making offers and things. Within a couple of weeks, I quit my job. I bought a house. I had no money. I had no credit. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. And it went the way you would expect. I partnered with a couple of friends. That first deal didn't go super well. By the second deal, I started making money. But back to this question, the next thing that I did was I started showing up to the local RIA, and I started asking questions of the people who had been doing it a little while. And I just started educating myself and listening to things like this, like the Monday Night Live, or joining the Flip Flop Flipper community where you can network with 3,000 other people. You guys can do this stuff for free. And when you put yourself in the rooms with the people that are doing the things you want to do, you get to have these conversations and you get to find a way. And there's a million different ways to make money in real estate, and there's a different path for everybody. So I would start networking and learning everywhere that I can. I would start looking at every piece of real estate that I possibly could so that I could educate myself about valuations and stuff like that. And it's so much easier now than it was back in 1997 when I started. We didn't even have the internet. We damn sure didn't have Google, and we didn't have Zillow, and we didn't have school groups that were a whole bunch of like-minded people that you could network with. So put yourself out there. Let people know what you want to do, that you're going to be a real estate investor. And I like to tell people what I'm going to do, and then see what happens, what conversations come from it. So I highly, highly recommend doing what you're doing, asking questions, showing up at these things, joining the free communities, going to your local RIA. These are just easy steps that anyone can take. And you'll be amazed at the conversations you'll have and the opportunities that will appear magically, like just out of thin air. I mean, because you almost speak it into existence.
You just got to get off the couch. That's all you got to do.
You do. Yeah. Hey, and by the way, we're having a Wealth 2.0 summit on Friday with 20 of the brightest real estate minds that we know. Someone teased me earlier in the comments because I said I opened up my Rolodex. I guess that means in today's speak, I went to my contacts or my subscribers. I don't know who it is, but whatever it is, I opened up my Rolodex. The people that I call on when I have difficult questions, the people that I've done lots of deals with, the people where we've made millions of dollars together. These are the guys that are going to be in the room. These two guys right here are going to be with me, and we make money together, and we do real estate deals together. So this is going to be an easy place for you to start if you can get one thing from each speaker that will help you on your path, on your journey, that would be amazing.
How do you make sure you have right tenants?
How do you make sure you have right tenants? I mean, you guys do this as well as I do. We just do a simple search. We're looking for people that are not professional tenants and haven't been evicted 65 times, and reasonably well, you can expect that they pay their bills. Bad credit can be okay. You just don't want to see a habit of everything that they ever had a chance to borrow money that they don't pay anybody back. When you see those patterns, you've got to believe people and understand that they're telling you who they are. But the main thing that we're looking for when we're looking for tenants is people that are not professional tenants, people that haven't been not foreclosed on, but evicted a whole bunch of times.
That is the biggest risk, guys.
Yes. Is land investing on the island attractive farmland or non-oceanfront undeveloped property? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, every kind of investing that you're doing anywhere else in the world, you can do here on the island. And we just talked about it a little while ago. We haven't even seen the ground up construction phase. Like there's a phase to a growing economy, and Puerto Rico hasn't had a ground up construction portion of its economy basically at all over the last 16, 17 years. So we're talking about like going back to like 2007, 2008 is the last time there was a lot of development going on the island. So yeah, land investing always can be lucrative. Everything can though, right? Like you just have to find the right deal.
To piggyback from the current question, can I use my house in PR as collateral to begin investing, or would that be a bad idea?
I used my house in Florida to invest in Puerto Rico. I pulled out a HELOC and brought the money from the equity in my house in Orlando, Florida, to the island of Puerto Rico. To the extent that you can safely do that on the island, I'm okay with it. Dave Ramsey would tell you don't do that. The question is, can you make more money with the investment than it's going to cost you to borrow against your house?
Yep.
And how much risk tolerance do you have, right? Like I don't want anybody to be frivolous with debt because I know how bad that gets. I mean, we were very debt averse after 2008 where we lost everything. McKenna can remember this. One day we were rich. The next day we were going to the dollar movie and eating CC's pizza because we didn't have any freaking money. And it was a drastic change, right? And the bank was breathing down our neck. That's no fun. So just be careful with that. For me, I went the extreme other way where we just didn't do any debt for like 15 years, didn't even have a credit card. Now we've got credit cards and we try to be responsible with debt, but I don't love borrowing money all that much. I prefer partnerships.
Luis misses having a Rolodex.
Yeah.
Danielle says, where's the summit at, online or in person? It's
And I just put the link in the chat.
And McKenna just put the link in the chat. Guys, you have 2 more minutes before we call it quits. And here's a nice sunset from Cabo Rojo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look at
Really
that.
nice.
It's pretty.
Jeez, what a view, man.
Yep.
Hey, good questions tonight, you guys. This has been rapid fire. I love it. Great Q&A today. Thank you.
Yes. It's been good. Well, guys, don't forget to like the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. It really helps. And share this video with people who you think would find value. And tell all your friends, grab that link and sign up for the Wealth Summit 2.0 because it's going to be freaking ridiculous. You know, Robert's not kidding when he's bringing the 20 most probably important people we know that could change your life today. So you need to be there.
And every one of them's making money in 2025 and going to make money in 2026. And they've got ideas and they've got processes and they've got ways that they invest. And as I said earlier, there's a million different ways to make money in real estate. Find your lane, Go out there and do a whole bunch of networking. Hey, McKenna, are we going to do a Tuesday night Shark Tank tomorrow night?
We are.
Okay. Do we have any Shark Tank deals?
We do not yet. So, guys, if you're in Apex and you want to be on the Shark Tank tomorrow where we go over deals live, so a couple of these questions we're asking, is this a good investment? That's exactly what we do on Tuesdays. You get to present your deal. We'll dive deep into them. We'll go over the numbers with you. It's a really good thing to watch, and it's a good thing to do. If you want to be on that, message me on Apex. Send me a message. Let me know what your deal is, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, Robert and I are presenting tomorrow.
Yep.
So stay tuned.
Don and I have a deal.
All right.
And Anna too. It's Anna's first wholesale deal, so we're really excited. This is an Apex deal. Anna found it. Don and I are gonna buy it. We're gonna raise the money through and partner with some people that are in Apex, and then we're gonna fix it up and we're gonna sell it. Anna's gonna get paid up front. Hopefully everybody else makes a big check at the end. Should be a lot of fun.
And if it goes sour, we're gonna blame Anna.
Damn it, Anna.
Here we go.
Come on.
Thank you for joining us, guys.
Guys, so good to see everybody. Have a good one.
All right. God bless.
Don't have a rich uncle? No problem. On October 3rd and 4th, I'll be your rich uncle. And I'm going to show you how to build real estate wealth from scratch. And this isn't a boring seminar. This is the Real Estate Wealth Summit 2.0. 2 days. This is the best in business, dropping their insider knowledge that you won't find on YouTube, TikTok, or anywhere else. And guess what? It's free. That's right. You don't have to spend a dime. You don't have to get on a plane. Just log in, take notes, and take action. Deals will be made, partnerships will be formed, and lives will be changed. No more waiting for a miracle, and no more wishing you were born into money. This is your shot to take control and build wealth on your terms. October 3rd and 4th. It's free, online, life-changing. Be there.